want to start?
Sure, moment of silence.
Moment of silence?
So, cool guy, how are you?
Fine. What's the catch?
There's no catch. So how was your week?
There's no witty or stupid banter that makes people want to turn off the podcast? Nothing? Just straight into week?
I mean, it's been a long week, man. Everybody deserves a rest. And if you're listening to this, you've been in a coma for 20 years and we're trying to reach out to you. This is your family. Wake up. We miss you.
Are we really trying to reach out to them?
They're in a coma. We would like them not to be in a coma.
Do we want to reach out to coma people or vegetative state people or both? I mean,
Coma people.
do you want to be like mutually...
Not vegetative state. No, there's damage there.
Well, so? Just because they're damaged doesn't make them any less human.
It's got offensive really fast. How was your week, cool guy?
Well...
Let's start with you instead of starting with me.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so my week was all right. I mean, I went to the forest and we had some pretty bad times in the forest. Little chicks, birds died, which wasn't nice. Especially when you're working with an endangered species and you get like some deaths. It is a giant proportion of the population and that really sucks, especially if it's the new generation. So it was not a good time. And let me see, what else did I do? Oh, I watched Man of Steel finally.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet. How was it?
I liked it. I thought it was fine. It wasn't an excellent movie, but it wasn't a terrible movie. I thought it was really great. And obviously, Zack Snyder is a very artistic director. So the movie itself was very, very pretty. He is artistic. His composition and his shots are fantastic.
They're all right.
He has a great mind for design. He does. You can't deny that, even if you hate him.
How was the city destroying ending that was completely unrealistic?
It's not that it was unrealistic. It made sense given the fact that Superman was just beginning to enjoy and to learn how to use his powers. And given the fact that the people that were actually doing most of the destroying were not Superman. They were Khan and everybody else that was with him, all of his cronies. So basically they were going we are going to destroy Earth to make a new Krypton. And in that vein, they didn't care if they destroyed everything. So it was up to Superman to try and stop them, and they were basically ruthless in their destruction. It was not uncalled for. Whoever complained that it was uncalled for did not see the movie.
I don't know. I'm just regurgitating what other people have complained about.
Yeah, I'm just saying it made sense. The way that Khan and all of those people behaved, it made sense.
Khan was in it? Khan!
Sorry, oops, my bad. No, not Khan.
Might as well have been Khan.
Right, might as well have been Khan. But no, definitely.
Might as well have been Khan, the movie.
No, you know what? I'm not even going to say his name. I'm just going to keep it Khan so that people have something to complain about this episode.
You don't need to make even more.
That's true. Yeah. Our overall episodes are just terrible.
Yeah, we get emails, but most of them are go suck a dick. And,
Yeah, right.
Your podcast is terrible. Actually, no, that's a lie. We don't get an email because nobody listens to this. Speaking of not listening to this, how was the rest of your week?
Because you're not listening. Haha, that's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so I kept on seeing a bunch of other community stuff, and
then it got canceled.
And then it got freaking canceled.
What a great time to get into community.
And then it got freaking canceled.
I'm sure it'll find second life somewhere on Comedy Central or Netflix.
That's just the worst. It's everything that I love, everything that is fantastic gets canceled. Unity.
Rick and Morty was just confirmed for a second season, so.
But I mean, that could not get picked up fast enough. That was a sure bet that it was going to.
Yeah, but the viewing, I think, when it wasn't it struggling for a while?
I have no idea.
I don't know the Rick and Morty stats.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but that show is fantastic.
It is a really great show.
It's so good. I've been watching a lot of Adventure Time because I can do some homework and then watch an episode for 10 minutes and then go do some homework, then watch an episode for 10 minutes.
Adventure Time is 10 minutes long each episode.
Yeah.
So it's a 15-minute TV spot.
Each episode of Adventure Time is usually 2 different episodes.
Oh, so it's like SpongeBob. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, totally. It's like SpongeBob.
Okay.
Yep.
And let me see, what else was my week? Oh yeah, my brother came to town. He finally got back from college, so that was fun.
Oh yeah, how's that? How's your brother? Is he still drumming?
Yeah, of course he is. Yeah,
That's cool.
doing pretty good for himself.
Yeah, what is he doing? Let's plug him a little bit.
He was doing some shows over there in New Orleans, and he came back. He's gonna hang out, and then he has like 120 hours of an internship that he has to do. So he's going to Texas, and he'll be in a recording studio doing a bunch of stuff.
That's cool.
Yep, the same studio that recorded one of T.I.'s songs.
Just one of them.
Yeah, no, really. I don't know if it was like a single or what it was, but they recorded one of his songs.
Yeah. I don't know if that's something to brag about.
Oh well.
T.I. was here for one song.
Bugga, 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 yo dog, bugga, bugga, bugga.
That's pretty much it.
Is that how T.I.? I don't think that's how T.I.
That's totally how he sounds.
It's not even close. So is your brother in a band that we can plug?
Is my brother in a band?
Go listen to the Hopeless Whiskers, where your brother plays drums. Go listen to Once Upon a Pancake.
That was the band name that you wanted to call the band.
No, that was the band name that Cody wanted to call the band.
That's true.
And he wasn't even in the band.
Yeah.
He was our biggest fan, though, which is really disappointing.
No, he was not our biggest fan. Our biggest fan was the one that you had in the back of your car.
Ah, the metal fan.
Yeah, exactly.
The industrial metal fan that blew air on us.
Exactly, yes. That was definitely the biggest fan.
It's a pun, everybody. Good morning. If you're listening to this in the morning, if you're listening to this at night, let us just soothe you to sleep.
No, but we had a fairly good run when we were hanging out together before our drummer quit.
I still want another band, but if I had another band, I think I would either have to go indie to like Two Door Cinema Club or like straight pop punk Silverstein.
Yeah, the pop punk isn't really gonna work because that's all of the people that are going like, I don't want to do mainstream. They're doing pop punk, and then the people that are going like, pop punk is still mainstream, you idiots. They go really, really indie.
No, that's not even close to how they're like completely different genres.
That's totally how it goes.
That's not how it goes at all. No.
Yeah, no, that's.
I don't think of indie. I would like almost Owl City mixed with Two Door Cinema Club with a male-female vocal lead.
That sounds awful.
That sounds amazing.
It's awful.
It sounds great.
Awful.
Sounds. You don't even know.
Sounds awful.
Okay, Jimmy Eat World. It's essentially what I want. Is Jimmy Eat World.
But that's not like mixing Owl City. That might be mixing modern Owl City.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
And new Jimmy Eat World is pretty indie. They stopped, doing Bleed America, and now they're doing other stuff.
Anyway, how was your week?
Really fucking busy. Sorry for cursing, but goddamn, it's been finals.
And how did they go?
Really well, actually. Let me check to see if my grade's up, so I can officially say it on the podcast. So far, I have 2 A's out of 3 classes, so I might get a 4.0 this semester.
Nice.
I know. No, but it's not up yet. Okay. So anyway, yeah, it's going very well. It's just really busy, and I haven't slept in a week. My body's like, you need to stay up until 2. It's still like, you need to stay up until 2 o'clock so you can get shit done, and then wake up at 8:30 so you can get shit done. And now I'm like, I don't have anything to do. Let me sleep, body. Let me sleep.
That is the worst.
Yeah. So I'm really tired.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, as soon as I finished my final, I started working at this place to earn some extra scratch, get some walking around money. So essentially, I went from work to podcast. And then, like, everybody's leaving. I'm saying goodbye to everybody, and there's, like, end of the year parties. I just haven't really had time to breathe. Not that I'm complaining about going to a party, but, like, for instance, Tuesday I went to a party at my professor's house, and it was a lot of fun.
At your lab professor's, the one that you work for's house?
No. The social cog professor. She had like an end of the year party for all her students, but she opened it up to the class as well because she liked us so much. And it was a lot of fun. And her 14-year-old daughter was there, and she's like obsessed with Star Wars. Like obsessed with Star Wars. Like writes fan fiction for Star Wars, obsessed. Which is awesome. So we talked about how Grievous is like, she thinks she's like really cool. I don't really like him as a character. I think he's kind of 2-dimensional.
Really? I like Grievous.
He's like RoboCop.
I think Grievous
He's essentially Star Wars RoboCop.
Wait. What you're saying is you spent like the entire party hitting on a 14-year-old.
No, it was pretty platonic, and of course she's 14. She might be 15. I don't know. How old are you in freshman in high school? She's a freshman in high school.
How old was I?
I don't know. How old was I?
15.
Okay, 15 then. Yeah. Either way. But she was like, I have a best friend, and they're old, and they're 10 years older than me again. I'm like, again? What the hell? Why does this always happen to me? And I was like, whoa, how often does this happen? Moving on. I watched a lot of movies this week. I saw Chasing Amy, which is a Kevin Smith movie from like the 90s.
Nice.
So this guy falls in love with a girl who's a lesbian, but then you want me just to ruin it?
No.
So that's like the premise of the movie is this guy falls in love with a lesbian. But I mean, it was pretty good. But it also had some of the things that I don't like about Kevin Smith, which is like sometimes unrealistic solutions to problems.
Yeah.
Like he can think of endings. Right. Like he always has problem with endings.
Talking about unrealistic endings, and we're going to be talking about Insidious.
Yeah, but it's different because Kevin Smith writes very heavily in like realism, you know?
Right, yeah.
It's not nobody's getting possessed and talking to themselves at mirrors and astral projecting into another person's astral projection. I'm not quite sure what happened in that movie. Anyway, we're not going to get into that quite yet. What else did I watch? It's really about it. I watched a lot of Adventure Time. Played some Yu-Gi-Oh! Overall, it's kind of boring. But to me, it seems really, really exciting and lots of work. So,
I mean, I can imagine the work bit.
Yeah, like our final was here's 4 essay questions. It was like having a 20-page paper due in a weekend. So that was
it take home?
Yeah, it was take home.
Ugh, well, at least you got take home, you know?
Yeah, but you have 4 days to write 20 pages. That's insane in the membrane.
Yeah.
Insane in the membrane, which is ironic. Or not ironic, but funny because I'm a psychology major. Insane in the brain! All right.
I was going to say, why is that ironic? It does not involve a future career in Burger King.
Oh, that doesn't even make sense.
It does make sense.
How does that make sense?
Because you're studying psychology, so the only thing psychology people work, the only place they work at is Burger King. Because if you're like a philosophy major, the only place you would end up working at is probably a Starbucks.
I feel the same for psychology. No, Burger King is, filled with all the people who have law degrees that can't get a job.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Or, English majors.
Right, yeah. I wonder what it would be like working in Burger King.
I have a friend who's a history major.
And working at Burger King.
No, Starbucks.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I love the kid. He's trying to save up money for a master's degree, so good on him.
Yeah, good on him.
Because he can't do anything with an undergrad in history. I had a friend in undergrad who had a history major. She's now a bank teller.
Okay.
Yeah. She also went on the weirdest date with me ever, and I was like, well, fuck this. So
Really? Wait, who was this?
I don't think he ever met her. Her name was, I don't even remember her name. Started with a K, I think. I met her in my stats class. We went to a concert together, and the whole time she talked about her ex-boyfriend being this buff cowboy dude, and I was like, I've already lost interest in you.
Well, you are a buff cowboy dude, so that would have worked out really well.
I am not a buff cowboy dude. Even in the slightest.
Yep, that is totally what you are. So anyway.
I mean, I'm buff, but I'm not cowboy-esque. I'm not some country boy. I wasn't, oh my God, what's the expression my friend used? Oat raised? No. Oatmeal raised? No. Corn-fed. I am not corn-fed. All right? I am not a corn-fed cowboy.
So we watched movies this week.
Watched a lot of movies, actually, so I'm sorry for taking so long ranting and banting and anting. Other words that rhyme.
Okay, so anyway, one of the movies that we actually finally got around to seeing was the Grand Budapest Hotel.
Which has an IMDb rating of
8.4.
Has a Rotten Tomatoes score of
92.
With a top critic score.
With an 89 top critic score. I was getting there.
And on Metacritic,
it's got an 88%. It is directed by Wes Anderson, and it stars Ralph Fiennes, F. Murray Abraham, Tony Revolori, Adrian Brody, Matthew Amalric, Willem Dafoe, Jeff Goldblum, Edward Norton, Bill Murray, and Owen Wilson. Those last three being like regulars. So, Cognitive Gamer, one sentence review, go.
Wes Anderson does murder mystery.
Yeah, I can see that.
I don't know. Guaranteed to be good fun.
Yeah, actually, that's the best way that it could be said.
Guaranteed to be good fun. Wes Anderson.
What?
I don't know. Do you like Wes Anderson? Here's a better review. Answer the following. Do you like Wes Anderson? If yes, see this movie. If no, you should probably still go see this movie.
Okay, so my one sentence review is it's a Wes Anderson movie that is actually kind of approachable for people that are not Wes Anderson fans.
I totally agree with that. Though, then again, Moonrise Kingdom was too, I think.
I don't know. Moonrise Kingdom was still relatively strange. You know what I mean?
So was this movie. It was unbelievably quirky.
Well, yeah, but it had more comedy than Moonrise Kingdom, I feel. Like, this movie was more leaning towards comedy.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, at the same time, it was really, really, really dark. Like, I was not expecting how dark that movie went.
I know, right? When the dude... Okay, we're gonna go into spoilers now-ish, a little bit, kind of.
Super heavy spoils.
Like, when the dude, like, closed the door and the dude's fingers...
On the hands?
Off,
Oh!
I was not expecting that.
Nope. And then it made, like, a little boop sound. Like,
yeah,
like,
it went like, boop, and he was like, oh! And you heard, like, click, 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 all of them landing on the ground.
I like the boop sound. That was probably... Yeah, the movie was really dark, and I'm glad it was rated R.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I don't think he's made an adult comedy since Life Aquatic, right?
Yeah.
So... Better or worse than Moonrise? Go.
Better.
Yeah, way better. That was an easy one. Better or worse than Fantastic Mr. Fox?
Don't do this to me, man.
Dude, it's better than Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Dude, Fantastic was so good.
I know, it was okay.
I don't know.
The ending of Fantastic was pretty whatever.
If it's better by a little bit.
It's better by a lot of it. Anyway.
I really like Fantastic Mr. Fox.
So did I. But it's Wes Anderson. He's like the Pixar for hipsters.
That is true.
He's like the indie movie Pixar, essentially. He just makes really, really, really good.
He's an indie powerhouse.
Totally. He's an auteur, and he's one of the last great ones, but do you think he's almost becoming a trope of himself?
Oh, totally.
Like,
totally.
The beginning of Grand Budapest, I was laughing because I'm like, Wes Anderson, you've almost become, like, a cliche. Like, it just had, like, it had the pan shot of the girl walking, and I'm like, all of this is, like, only Wes Anderson would do their shot.
Right, like the dolly with the people in the back singing part of the song. Yeah.
Yeah, and then, like, every single scene where a character goes from, like, one... Okay, any scene that has a character moving across the screen on, like, a 2D plane, they will show them scurrying away, essentially.
Yeah, right.
Or, like, if they go left, they have to come right across the screen in a different manner. Or, yeah, a lot of people peeking in and then peeking out. I'm like, this is almost becoming rote.
Yep.
But at the same time, I love it. So it's whatever.
Yeah.
No, you're right. It's a great introductory movie for people who haven't seen Wes Anderson.
Yeah, and I mean, I took my brother to see it, and he had never seen Wes Anderson, so...
But he loved it.
Yeah, he liked it. He really did. So there you go. That's why I say that it's a good introductory movie for non-Wes Andersonian people. Because,
right.
You know, you can't really show them... I don't think you can show them Moonrise Kingdom. You can't show them Tenenbaums either, I don't think. And you can't show them Life Aquatic either. So you're pretty much left with maybe Tenenbaums, Fantastic Mr. Fox, and this movie.
Right. Depending on the age, Fantastic Mr. Fox could work too.
But at the same time, Fantastic Mr. Fox is... A lot of the humor and a lot of the way that they behave is not for children so much, kind of. Like, it gets really complicated.
Yeah, but it's like Shrek, It's a kid's movie with adult jokes. And I saw Shrek, and I turned out just fine. What did you think of the meta going on?
By meta, do you mean that it was like a story within a story within a story kind of thing?
Right.
Well, let's get it out of the way that was just an excuse for Wes Anderson to change the aspect ratio.
No, it wasn't.
It totally was.
It was not an excuse. No, did you notice, like, So essentially, he's saying that this story that this man told was being told by the author, which the author was then retelling as an old man. So the old man was telling the story of the author who wrote the. Okay, no, the kid was reading the book, which is tales of what the old man was retelling from the time that he was younger, of the story that another man was telling him.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is why, like, some of the details were probably like it almost seemed imaginary in some scenes,
Exaggerated.
and
Yeah.
very toy-like, and that's why it kept changing from like super realistic to like almost pretend.
Right.
Like the Grand Budapest Hotel shifted often from like this like ideal thing, which I think was what the book was trying to say. Then it went to like hyper realistic, which is what I think the old man was saying. You know.
Yeah.
And
It was memories of
kind
the
of like
bygone.
how these book embellishes the memories of stories of other people. Dear God.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Exactly.
that's also why the little kid was Indian, even though the old man was definitely not Indian.
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah, I thought that was a really interesting take.
Yeah, no, definitely. I really enjoyed that. And it was great because when I was watching it, all of a sudden they went like, okay, the person's telling the story or whatever, and then he started talking to the guy, and then the guy started telling the story, and then all of a sudden I heard someone from behind me go like, it's a story within a story. It was great.
Within the story. Storyception. Right,
Stop it. Stop with that 7-year-old joke.
Why?
Oh my god. Anyway.
How about some conception?
Wow.
Yeah, that was stupid.
That was really bad.
Yeah.
Really bad. We're going to take that, we're going to write it down on a piece of paper, and we're going to put it in the never say again box, okay?
It's a jar. No, Wes Anderson makes good movies. Go see it. We won't spoil it. Except for at the end, that was crazy when everybody died.
Right? I know.
The asteroid came in from nowhere.
Yeah.
Stop motion asteroid that had a mustache.
The worst part is I could totally see that happening.
Yeah, me too. With like the quirky music that's like, and then it like, then it just hits, and then it makes a little poof sound, like, and then everybody's dead.
Well, it hits, makes a poof sound, and you see like a shot of the Grand Budapest with the asteroid impaled on the side, but you can still see the entire asteroid, and people are looking up going like, that's going to be issuous, and then like the whole Grand Budapest collapses.
No, it actually just catches on fire and turns to ash instantly.
Okay, yeah, I can see that, yeah.
All right, one more thing about this movie. Willem Dafoe is fucking creepy.
Yes, he is.
Yep.
That was terrifying.
But I mean, he's creepy in everything, so...
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, Goldblum is a weird actor. He's a strange man.
I enjoyed him in this role. I enjoyed all of the people that I recognized.
He's the same guy in everything.
No, he doesn't.
Niger finds a way.
That's not what he. I was looking for it. I did not hear any in this entire movie from him.
No, but it was forced. It was like somebody held up a script in front of him and he just read it.
That's true. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it was very lawyery.
No, it wasn't. I think it was quite Goldblum-y.
Were there some scenes like when they were going in the sled and all of that stuff that you saw shots from above that looked really fantastic, Mr. Fox?
Oh, there's a lot of scenes like that. There were some in the city, like people riding bikes and stuff. There was stop motion. There's actually quite a bit of stop motion in that movie.
Right. That was.
And I think that was like trying to display the toy-like aspect of it, because there's like almost this feeling that things are toys.
Yeah. Right.
Like, for instance, one of my favorite shots is the overhead of the Grand Budapest Hotel's like dining area, and it looks like a dollhouse.
Right. Yeah.
Like peeking into a dollhouse. So I feel like he played with, this is a toy or this is imaginary. You know, this is a retelling, a reenactment.
Right.
A lot.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It was almost like you were watching a theater play.
Kind of. I mean, it's a reenactment of a retelling of a book. Yeah, it's pretty meta.
It is.
Yeah.
But it sucks that, we can't really talk about much of anything without spoiling the movie. I mean, the characters were pretty great in the movie. I thoroughly enjoyed them. And the comedy was pretty great.
Yeah, it was a great movie. I think anybody who enjoys movies should see it. Also, go see it in the theater.
Yeah.
Like, it really plays with aspect a lot, and I think that would be lost on a TV.
Step 1, buy a really big television. Step 2, get Grand Budapest. Step 3, enjoy.
All right, let's move on to the next movie we saw this week.
All right, the next movie we saw this week was Neighbors.
Neighbors!
On
Hello!
IMDb, it's got a 7.3. On Rotten Tomatoes, it's got a 74 with a 74 top critic score, another match. And on Metacritic, it's got a 68%. It is directed by Nicholas Stoller. It stars Seth Rogen, Rose Byrne, Zac Efron, Dave Franco, and a ton of other random people that you will very quickly
We
recognize.
forgot to say if we agree with scores from Grand Budapest.
Oh, for Grand Budapest? Okay, really quick.
100%.
No, I don't think so. I would put it at around like a 90.
Yeah, me too.
A little bit in between.
Still the best movie I've seen all year so far.
Better than Lego Movie for you?
Ah,
Oh.
I forgot that came out this year.
Oh.
It's on par with Lego Movie.
Okay. All right. Okay. Anyway, Lego Movie and Grand Budapest Hotel, about the same. Okay, so
I think that's accurate.
Anyway, Neighbors. So, one sentence review for Neighbors. Go.
No, you go first.
Me? Oh, fine. Okay. Tone down Seth Rogen humor with a little bit more realism.
I completely disagree.
Really? What?
If anything, it was like compared to This Is the End, maybe, but compared to like Superbad, no. So, okay, my one sentence review: funny moments stitched together by kind of a paper thin story.
Okay. All right. So let's get talking about it. Why do you say you disagree? Let's argue about this first.
Because a lot of it was gross out humor that was kind of out there.
Really? The only gross
What?
out quote unquote humor was when they did the penis molds. That was
The breast milk, all the weed.
breast milk. The weed was not gross out humor. The breast milk.
There's a lot of dick jokes.
That,
There's a lot of dicks in that movie.
that's fine. Dick jokes are
Seth Rogen's body having sex.
well. That's totally all right. I think I'm okay with that.
There's a lot of gross out moments, and I think it was not realistic or toned down. I think compared to This Is the End, yeah, but compared to like Knocked Up, no.
Oh, fair. Okay. Well, that's true. I wasn't
But
thinking.
that's Seth Rogen humor. I would probably put it on par as like outlandish as Pineapple Express, minus the violence.
Actually, I would say if I can change my one sentence review, I would be like, take that. That's actually a really good point.
The greatest part about this is that you can.
My I think if I had to change it, I would say like a mix, not necessarily a mix between Pineapple Express. I'd say it was a mix between. It's like Knocked Up meets a jock version of Superbad.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's super bad. It's almost a completely different tone.
Well, yeah, that's why I'm saying like a jocked up version of Superbad.
Yeah, okay, I could see that.
But I mean,
Bros before hoes.
yeah, it had some pretty great moments, but then it also had that
Baldonas before Madonnas. I made that up. That was not the movie.
it had those moments where I don't know, because for me they tend to take it too far and not in the funny way, because you can take it pretty far in the funny way, but sometimes they do their witty banter and they just keep going for way too long and it stops being funny for me.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was highly entertaining.
Oh, it was. Oh, I'm incomplete.
But I agree. Some of the jokes are hit or miss for sure.
Though I did really enjoy the way that Rogen and Byrne did their relationship. I don't know, their relationship gave me like happy feelings on the inside. I was like, they're kind of a cute couple, you know. I kind of liked it.
We have ourselves a little Heisenberg. Also, that was the best baby ever. I don't think it cried once.
That was the best baby ever.
That is not how a baby would act, I feel.
And can we just say that beginning sequence for the movie when they were doing the sex thing and the baby was staring, that was really funny.
That was pretty good.
That was a really great way to start the movie.
And I think that was like kind of like it showed a relationship in a different light, right?
Right.
Of like
Yeah.
this couple who pretty much is fresh out of college. Maybe not fresh, but you know,
Yeah.
a few years out of college, has a steady job, got married. I would say late 20s,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. And like how they have to deal with a baby, even though they're not quite mature enough for a baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or maybe saying like It doesn't matter if you're mature enough; you'll still be good parents, and you'll clutch what's left of
It might be one of those things where it's not necessarily like you don't have to be too mature to have a baby. It's just that having a baby will make you reach maturity.
Like the scene where they're like trying to go to a concert or whatever, and then they all pass out.
Right. Yeah, they were trying to figure out what they wanted to take, and they just all they eventually end up sleeping.
Yeah, I mean they're new parents, right? They're totally confused and lost.
And they're also tired as all hell.
Right. Even though the baby never cried.
I wish whenever I have a baby, I want that baby.
But lucky for you, 9 months from now.
9 months from now. It's going to be a great time.
You don't have anybody pregnant.
I don't have anybody pregnant.
Okay, best scene of the movie. Go. Or funniest part.
Okay, so best scene of the movie. Let me think. I think best scene of the movie it's between all of the airbag scenes.
Okay.
Or the final battle between Efron and Seth Rogen.
That's pretty solid. It ended with the dicks.
Right.
I have to say the Robert De Niro party was quite amazing.
That was pretty funny.
I think that's like when I laughed the hardest.
That was pretty funny. Especially with Franco, who's your favorite actor. It's his brother.
Yeah, I like his brother. His brother's funny.
Right.
I don't like his older brother. He can go suck a
what?
Suck a what?
So yeah, anyway, I love how he was dressed up like the one from Meet the Fockers. That was great. That was great.
It's okay, Fokker. I like how he said, "No, it's great."
He always had like I call it the patented Joseph Gordon-Levitt frown.
Okay.
Right? You know that one,
okay.
Right?
Yes.
Sure. I love how he had that frown the entire time that he was talking, and he was just kind of nodding the entire time. It was great.
That's exactly how De Niro acts.
Right. Yeah. Right. It's like that isn't even De Niro. That's Al Pacino.
And everybody starts like yelling at each other. You talking to me? No, you talking to me. Oh, that was great.
And the real estate agent is like, "You talking to me?" And he's like, "No, we're not. You leave. You leave right now."
So yeah, a very crass movie that's funny, gross out, and I think it's a rental.
Yeah, I don't know if it's worth going to see it in theaters necessarily.
Yeah,
but it's definitely like a movie that you can watch and have fun with a bunch of friends and all that.
McLovin was there, so that was cool.
Have you noticed that McLovin always plays his character in all of these movies is the skinny, creepy, nerdy guy that's kind of weird, but has the largest schlong of everyone.
What other movie is he in where he has a humongous schlong?
I think, didn't he have a humongous schlong in Superbad?
No.
Isn't that a thing?
No, he just got laid in Superbad.
Why do I think...
He was the only one that got laid.
Why do I think that he has an enormous schlong? Is that like
I think your fan fiction is leaking into reality here.
Like, have I made this up in my head?
I think so. Yeah,
I swear there's other movies where he has an enormous schlong.
I think you are wrong. really wrong. All right, so then we watched one more movie this week with our Netflix Spotlight movie of the month or whatever.
Wow. Netflix movie Spotlight, totally not sponsored by Netflix.
Yeah.
And our movie was Insidious Chapter 2. We can't really talk about Insidious Chapter 2 without talking about Insidious Chapter 1, so we will pretty much be talking about two movies, I think. So on IMDb, it's got a 6.7 rating. On Rotten Tomatoes, it's got a 38 with a 22 top critic score. And on Metacritic, it's got a 40%. It is directed by James Wan. It stars Patrick Wilson, Rose Byrne, again, Lynn Shay, Barbara Hershey, Ty Simpkins, Steve Coulter, Lee Wanell, and Angus Sampson.
Yep, those are names. I'd also like to mention the budget for the movie is $5 million, and the box office made was $160 million. So this movie made a crap ton of money.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Wow. Well, given that one of their sets was pitch black with fog, I think they were fine.
No. That was the other realm.
Oh, okay.
What did they call it?
The Further.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Oh, that's so stupid.
All right, so what's your...
I have to rescue my father from the Further. Try saying that 5 times fast.
Say it.
The Further, to rescue his father. Father, further.
Okay, anyway, just stop it. So give me your one-sentence review. Go.
There's better horror movies. Go watch those.
Okay. My one-sentence review is... tries to be as good as the original, and the original was already somewhat flimsy.
It's really...
Right? Right? Yeah.
I mean, the Darth Maul thing was
The Darth
So-
Maul thing. Okay, no.
Mhm.
When the dude was being terrifying in the first movie, the demon with the blood face, that was fantastic. When he was appearing or when he was in corners pointing at things, that was wonderful. That was awesome. But then all of a sudden, you try and get that like dark comedy-esque type of thing going on, where he was like in a little puppet theater sharpening his own nails, going like, ah, and you're like, whoa, that is an enormous shift in the type of thing I was expecting from this creature. And then he walks on a wall and you kind of laugh. Come on.
I completely agree. It was like it's like a weird tonal shift where it was like almost Nightmare on Elm Street-esque
Exactly. Yes.
instead of Insidious, which I think spun off as like almost really, really dark tone horror movie.
Yep.
And then try to like drag it back a little bit back into like this weird, like quirky garbage.
And can I say that I was not impressed by like the acting overall from people was good in some parts and awful in other parts.
Yeah, you know why? Because they only could reshoot so many scenes with a budget of $5 million.
And the little kids acting was terrible.
Yeah, but it was terrible in the last movie too.
Well, I know. Just I'm talking about both movies combined, basically, right now.
I love how they find a secret room with a bunch of corpses in there, and like, oh, look at that.
We never had this before. This is nice.
Yeah. When did this room appear? This wasn't in the blueprint.
And the old dude transvestite thing.
Oh man.
Okay, I'm going to excuse James Wan for this because, you know, the way he directs, he's a good director. He's got a very cool eye. And the way
What else has he directed?
What? Saw.
What else?
He directed Saw.
I know. I just wanted you to say it.
Yeah, no, like I like him. He's got a good eye for horror.
He also made The Conjuring, didn't he?
Yes, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. He has a good eye for horror. He does it well. The problem is the story.
Yeah.
You know, that's really what's lacking. And the thing is, both of these stories were decent. It's just in their execution what happened. You know, like the way that the characters interacted, the way everything worked out. That is where it faltered.
I think, well, Insidious 1 was fine.
Yeah, it was.
Insidious Chapter 2, I think, tried to, like, it took its head so far up its own ass that it kind of got lost, okay? Because the whole thing with the further and actually, like, taking that to the next step instead of just being a creepy element to be like, this is actually a thing now. People with almost superpowers, you know? Have to go and fight demons, and it's like, oh, this is really stupid.
So what you're saying is you can quote this. You can quote this and attribute it to Cognitive Gamer. Begin quote. Insidious Chapter 2 stuck its head into its own ass and reached its further. End quote.
You know the scenes where it's really dark and foggy? That's actually up its
Up
ass.
its own ass.
Up its own ass. Like, the first one was whatever. It was quirky, and it used astral projection as, like...
A mechanism for something, like...
Right, now, like, this weird superpower that these people have now all of a sudden. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it was almost Buffy-esque in, like, how quirky it was that people are getting possessed, and then you had to kill the people getting possessed and then unpossess them, and then go to the further to save other... It just stuck its head up its own ass.
But hey, at least we're going to get Insidious Chapter 3, am I right?
See, I wish they didn't make it a direct sequel.
Right.
And I wish it just went to a completely different family with a completely different story.
But I mean, think about it. How else were they going to end it? You know how the other one ended, right? Like, come on.
Yeah. The mother was possessed.
No, the mother wasn't possessed. The father was possessed.
The father was possessed. Yeah, with the old lady.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
That's how it ended. And then he put his hand on the shoulder of the wife, and there was a scream, and it was over. Like, how?
So yeah.
How
So
else?
then you just like move on to a different family.
Yeah.
Like, who can? You left it at a sting. Like, come on. Movies that end with a sting cannot have a good sequel if you continue on from that sting.
Didn't they say Insidious in Insidious? Like, they said the movie's name in the movie.
Pretty sure they did.
That's
But who
how you
cares?
know. That's how you know it's going to be a good movie.
Oh, Jesus.
Though it did have that beginning of the titles where it said Insidious and it had the music really loud, which is totally like Evil Dead.
Yeah, but I did like the sound design in this horror movie. I always thought Insidious had really good sound design.
Yeah, it definitely did.
Yeah.
And it had some really interesting effects too. Like I remember one of my favorite scenes was when the guy, this is in the first Insidious, when the guy was pacing the ghost back and forth outside on the balcony, and then all of a sudden he paces like past the window, and when he paces the next time he's in the room but pacing in the same way. That was so good. That transition from being outside to being inside was so good.
Yeah.
Ah,
He's a good director, and I like his transitions, and his stories have to be very self-contained to be good, I feel.
yeah.
Because then it just almost gets too ambitious or stupid, or sticks its sticks his head so far up his own ass you can see his heart beating.
Right.
Like Saw, great movie. The Conjuring, pretty good. It's not great. Very, very centered around one thing and confined. Other movies, not so much.
Yep. No, I completely agree. I can see that. Just the not overextending, that's good.
Okay, so what do you think of the ending? What do you think the girl saw in the mirror?
I don't know. I have no idea.
God.
I mean, you heard the sound again, so it might have been the same red demon guy.
That would be really lame, though.
It would be. He was such a good bad guy when all you saw was, that he had no tail, that he was just a demon, that you didn't see his tongue or anything.
Oh my God.
I really enjoyed her acting. It was comprised of...
Or not in the mirror. Sorry, she didn't see me. In the house.
The house, yeah. It was her acting, that woman's acting was comprised of a senior citizen being nice and talking to people, like comforting senior citizen, and
Right.
mixed with, I'm going to stare at a corner, shake, and almost cry.
She's supposed to be like a Lauren Warren character.
Yeah. Well, yeah, of course.
Because the first Insidious was very much inspired, I think, by the Warrens.
Yeah. I mean, she was even called Warren, wasn't she? There was a Warren character in there.
There's a Lorraine character.
There was a Lorraine. That's the character.
Yeah.
My bad, yeah. Wasn't she Lorraine? No, the mother was Lorraine.
Yeah.
But anyway, yes.
Yeah, there's better horror movies, but I mean, at the same time, it's like whatever.
If you're interested in continuing the story of Insidious, watch it. I mean,
Why would you be? Why?
I don't know.
I am excited for Sinister 2.
Yeah, well.
Because there's no way that could be a direct sequel. There's no possible way.
All right. So anyway, moving on to new on DVD and Blu-ray and theaters. New to DVD and Blu-ray, we have Her,
Great
Frankenstein.
Mm.
That awkward moment,
Where
Ace
Frankenstein-
Wonder, and Chlorine. So
Those Chlorine.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know what Ace Wonder is. Chlorine. I didn't want to go see that awkward moment. I really didn't want to go see I, Frankenstein. And Her was awesome.
Yeah, Her was great.
Yeah, if you're gonna get anything, get Her and get it on Blu-ray. That movie, beautiful. All right, and new to theaters. Do you know what's new to theaters? Do you know what's new to theaters? Do you know what's new to theaters? Godzilla.
I don't know how Godzilla sounds.
It's like that's the original sound of Godzilla. But obviously,
He's in there.
But obviously, in this one, it's like.
You think Godzuki's in there? You think Godzuki's in there?
No, no way.
Oh God, Godzilla and Godzuki, and he just like flies around, not looking terrifying at all, and he goes on adventures with a bunch of teenagers. I love that stupid ass show.
So the other movie that's coming out is $1 Million Arm, which looks nice, but I'm probably not going to go to see it.
That's definitely my girlfriend's mom's genre.
The other one is all of these are in limited release. The next one.
Has she ever told you what her mom's genre is?
Yes, sports underdog stories. Isn't that it?
Usually, yeah, sport underdog stories, especially when they're racially charged. 42, Remember the Titans, Miracle, The Blind Side. I am naming all her favorite movies.
White privilege. All right, so.
Oh, Jesus.
I hope everyone notes that I was saying that sarcastically. Okay, so.
I mean, it's kind of accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually. I mean, The Blind Side is essentially, let's make this black kid white. And then
Anyway,
advantage of his football playing abilities.
Anyway,
Mm.
I mean, you not you white people, but white people kind of white people kind of have to do that because they're losing every single sport to minorities.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Come on,
Hockey.
That's
It's not hockey.
well, okay. White people don't have hockey. Like people of European descent have hockey because Canadians are the ones that like hockey, and they're mostly French.
Americans like hockey.
If you like hockey, you're basically a Canadian. Let's get real here.
Which is still white.
I'm gonna call you European.
Which is still white.
I mean, yeah, but white Europeans are different from American Europeans. Totally are.
Still white.
Totally are.
Oh my god.
Totally
All right, continue.
So anyway, the next movies that are in theaters are The Immigrant, and these are all in limited release, Chinese Puzzle, Half of a Yellow Sun, and Weing, The Fake Chase. So some interesting, I think one or two of those are documentaries.
Those don't exist. Those aren't real.
Anyway, moving on to news. Our first bit of news is the fact that The Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them has got a release date, even though it does not have a director, producer, or actors. And the release date will be November 18th, 2016. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Oh, the Harry Potter movie.
Correct.
Got it. You should have said that.
Again, release date is November 18th, 2016. And that is just 2 days shy of the release of The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2, which is November 20th, 2016.
Oh, shit.
So...
Really? They're going to go head-to-head?
They are going to go head to...
Oh, WB in Lionsgate going head-to-head.
It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be a weird weekend.
All right. Our next bit of news is... And I actually decided to do something else. In the description for this podcast, there are going to be links to the albums that we talk about, to the actual pictures that we talk about. So if you want to see the pictures that we're going to be referring to now, you check out those links. Those are specific albums for you guys. So anyway, Cognitive Gamer, click on the first link.
Oh my god, I've never seen this before. It's a bunch of Jurassic World boats.
Right?
Or it's just one boat.
It's one boat, and it's for Jurassic World. It's got the logo, all that fun stuff. And the thing that first came to my mind when I saw that was sea dinosaurs. Just imagine that boat getting ripped to shreds by sea dinosaurs. Because in the third movie, you had that beginning sequence when they were parasailing, and the boat went through mist, and all of a sudden it was destroyed, and it had blood everywhere, and the people were gone. But you didn't see any of the sea monsters, but that kind of leads you to believe that they had sea dinosaurs.
Mega Shark?
No, it's not going to be a megalodon. No way.
No, Mega Shark versus giant octopus.
No, not at all. Again, it's going to be interesting, and I really enjoy those pictures because, I mean, it seems like one of those, imagine like a Disney cruise, except in Jurassic World.
Except it's more of a yacht than a cruise.
Well, yeah, but my point is, if what I'm thinking is correct, which is Disney World kind of thing, but with Jurassic Park, I think that's what they're going for. They're trying to make it like a theme park. If they are, their version of the Disney cruise is going to be that boat.
That'd be pretty sick. All right, next news.
All right, next bit of news is that the Batmobile and the Batman were revealed. And in the album, the next link that I offer to you, in that album, you can see the original picture, the lightened picture. Sorry, not the original, the lightened picture, because it was pretty contrasty and pretty dark. So you can see a brightened picture that shows a bunch of details, and then people went ahead and decided to color or false color the picture to show off different types of colors that the cape may or may not have, or how cool it could look. And it turned out pretty sweet. And also in that same album, you have some actual photos from what appears to be mock-ups of the full Batmobile and the Batmobile being built.
That's pretty sick.
So it looks pretty awesome. So let's get talking about that. How do you feel about the Ben Affleck casting and the costume design?
I mean, he looks pretty good in the suit.
He does.
So
yeah, and the suit looks great. It looks very, very minimalistic, which is nice.
Right.
Yeah.
It looks like original Batman, like from the 90s movies.
Right. Exactly.
This is probably what they're going for.
Yeah. They were going for classic Batman. And
it doesn't look like he's wearing hockey pants.
I forgot which one it was, which Batman it was. I think it was Dark Knight Returns or something like that, where he has, the bat is almost that big. And it's very, very similar to this type of makeup. So, I mean, it is well known that Zack Snyder is a fanboy. He loves these types of things, like comics and stuff like that. So he knows the subject material very well. So it wouldn't surprise me if that's where he got its inspiration from.
Right. I agree. So some of these are colored, right? So only the one at the top is accurate.
Well, the one on the top is brightened. The original image is, you can find it anywhere, the original image, but I felt like putting the brightened image so that you can see more details.
Okay. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. No, I mean it's a really
I'm more concerned about his acting and how he's going to talk.
right.
But
Yeah. I mean, what do you mean how he's gonna talk? The only person that
I have to get to the chamomile. Huh? We gotta get to the Batmobile.
that is not him. That's Mark Wahlberg.
We're gonna get to the Batmobile, and then we're gonna get some beers, and then we're gonna have a good time, all right?
That's actually not a bad Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, you're welcome. I like the same person, Ben Affleck, Mark Wahlberg.
They kind of are. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. He looks good in a suit, even though I don't think it takes much to look good in the Batman suit.
That's true.
So he has the mug, I guess. He has the lower jawline that looks pretty good.
I mean, Abed looked great in the Batman suit as well. So
When are we gonna get a minority Batman? That's what I want.
minority. Well, Batman is not a minority. Like, his character is not a minority.
Yeah, but they can change it. If Spider-Man can be half Puerto Rican, half black guy.
But that's because Peter Parker died.
Yeah. So Batman can die.
Batman can't die.
Batman can totally die.
Don't say things like that. Batman can't die.
Batman, if anybody, out of all superheroes, has like the best chance of dying.
That's actually true. Yeah.
Yeah. Like where's the Latino superhero? That's what I want. You know?
Yeah.
Where's the Brown Lantern?
You know,
Instead of the
now that you say it out loud, I can kind of see why there is no Brown Lantern.
where's like the Flash, but they would call him like Arriba or something.
No. The Latino version of Flash is Speedy Gonzalez. It's already there.
You can't. I guess that's true. You're right. That's the Mexican superhero that we have.
That is
a really fast mouse.
A really fast mouse.
That has
that says ondole ondole yeehaw and then flies.
Oh, Jesus Christ. But seriously, where's the Mexican superhero? Like, how? Come on, you could use like Dia de Muerte. You can like have the Sugar Skull theme going on. You could have like fighting cartels. Like Mexico just passed a law like allowing vigilante justice to be legal. So
really, I didn't know.
Yeah, yeah. So come on, where's the Mexican superhero?
We're moving to Mexico. Let's go.
Hola, me llamo es Batman. Yo quiero vengeance.
That just reminds me of like the College Humor skit with the riddle going like, what comes out of a gun? Injustice. The tools of criminals and thieves.
Is it a helicopter?
Is it helicopter?
That's what I said.
God, that skit was phenomenal. Oh my God.
Seriously, I want a Latino superhero. Is that so much to ask for?
Yeah, I mean,
is that so much to ask for out of the whole freaking Justice League? I mean, for God's sakes, we don't even have fucking mutants and X-Men.
Yeah.
Where are these Latino actors? Where are these Latino superheroes? I want one. I guess we're just gonna have to write our own.
No, we're not, actually.
I think we can do it. I can't draw worth a shit, but
no, I think we're good. I don't know. One thing I've never been bothered about is superheroes being a certain type of race, and I'll explain why. It's because superheroes, it's not who it's not who they are. It's not the color of their skin. It's not the color of their eyes. It's what they stand for. And Superman is not a citizen of the United States.
So Mexicans can't stand for justice?
No, just calm down. Superman, him being a white person, Superman, does not mean that anybody that's not a white person can't be a superhero. What means is that all it takes to be a superhero is justice, devotion,
Isn't that like
care.
So why can't you cast a Mexican as Superman? Or a Latino, or a Puerto Rican, or Spanish? Hell, I'll take Caribbean.
No, but I mean, it's
South American.
Because it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really.
Where are the black or African American superheroes as well? Well, we have the Green Lantern on the animated show. You have Cyborg. in Teen Titans.
Yeah, Cyborg was cast as a minority. He's a black actor for this.
Yeah, and how it should be. For God's sakes, the only like black or Latino representation in movies so far has been Electro and Spider-Man with Jamie Foxx.
By that same logic, that means that if you were to switch the race of any of these people, you could also switch the race of Cyborg. It's not as it should be. Cyborg could be white by your own argument.
But I'm saying, like, Batman's white traditionally. I get that. But why can't Batman die and then have, like, a Latino? Or why not just have another superhero? That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying, like, replace Batman with a Mexican. That's not what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean...
like, where are the superheroes that are Latino? Because they don't exist. I don't know. Is the person playing Spider-Man right now? What's his race or ethnicity?
Ooh, Tobey Maguire, the only real Spider-Man.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we're getting into this now. No, we're not.
Yeah, we don't care enough.
No, he's not.
Is he white? I don't know. He looks pretty...
He's pretty white.
What's his name?
Andrew Garfield.
He is Ashkenazi, Jewish, and English.
What the hell is Ashkenazi? What is that?
I don't know.
That should not have representation. That is such a minority that no one knows about it.
I don't know that. He has similar background as Natalie Portman, Jennifer Tisdale, Judd Nelson, Dan Kagzoff, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Matt Lauer, and Alex Wolff.
That's nice, I guess.
There's a whole website called Celebrity Ethny Celebs. Celebrity ethnicity.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gross.
Kind of.
Okay, anyway, we're done. We're done. If you want to see any of the links, remember they are in the description of this video if it's on YouTube, and in the description of the podcast if it is on Podomatic or iTunes. So with that, we are done.
Wait.
What?
Louis C.K.'s Mexican.
Yeah, he's part Mexican.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Whoa!
There you go, minority representation. Ha! So
yeah, totally. But
so anyway,
I never knew that.
For tuning in. I'm Cool Guy. He's the Cognitive Gamer. You can follow me on Twitter at the Right Pad. You can follow him at Cognitive Gamer. You can also email us at postgradentertainment@gmail.com. Send us suggestions for the Netflix movie. Talk to us, all that fun stuff. Tell us your penis jokes, whatever. It doesn't matter. You can also...
If anybody's interested in writing like a superhero comic about a Latino or Mexican, hit me up.
Yeah, right, of course. And yes, you can also check us out on Facebook, PostGrad Entertainment, and you can find us. We post a bunch of stuff over there, and we love talking to you guys. We get a decent amount of interaction. People are interested in the stuff that we post, and we would love to get you more interested, and we want to fulfill any requests you all have. So please let us know about all that fun stuff. You can also check us out on YouTube at PostGrad Games. Just type in PostGrad Games because it's the easiest way to find us. And there we also have all of the older podcasts that get deleted off Podomatic with a fun search function that you can jump across the podcast, almost like titles or chapters. And you can also check out VPO Games, which are our awesome sponsors. And I think with that, we are good, right, Cognitive Gamer?
Where's my Mexican superhero?
All right. See you all next time.